Right now, while you sleep, your nighttime snacks might be quietly weakening blood flow to the most critical areas below your waist. It's a hidden trigger men over 60 rarely spot until symptoms strike. You might notice slower arousal, lingering fatigue, or that subtle numbness in your pelvic region. These aren't just random signs of getting older, they're red flags that your blood vessels might be struggling. But what if the real issue wasn't your age, but what you put on your plate at night? I'm Dr. Laura, a men's health specialist with over 20 years focused on helping men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond regain control over their circulation and quality of life. In my clinic, I've treated over 3,000 men from all walks of life, and we kept seeing the same pattern. Late night meals were quietly sabotaging circulation below the belt, worsening fatigue, stiffness, and making it harder to stay active and connected. The breakthrough isn't a pill or procedure, it's simpler. Your body can rebuild circulation naturally if you fuel it right during those crucial nighttime hours. While you rest, specific foods act like overnight repair crews. They dilate blood vessels, oxygenate tissues, and strengthen pelvic muscle function, all without side effects. And no, they're not exotic supplements. 5 accessible nighttime foods, probably already in your kitchen, hold the key. One unusual combo even boosts nitric oxide 34% in 48 hours. If you want more tips that actually work for seniors over 60, tap the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And if what I just said resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I want to hear from you. All right, let's uncover your first circulation healing food right now. Let's talk about a food that's quietly restoring confidence and circulation in men over 60. Fatty fish. Think salmon, sardines, mackerel. These aren't just dinner options. They're powerful tools that can directly support blood flow to your most vital areas. And for many seniors, the problem is nutritional. Take Robert. He's 64 from Ohio. For years, he felt like his body was gradually powering down. His legs felt heavy. He woke up tired even after a full night's rest. And intimacy, it started to feel more like a memory than a part of his present life. He assumed it was just part of getting older until we talked about his diet. Robert was eating chicken almost every night, sometimes beef. He skipped fish entirely, said he didn't grow up with it, and never knew how to prepare it. That's a pattern I've seen in thousands of men. But here's the thing, you need fatty fish more than ever now. Most seniors eat barely 3.5 ounces of seafood per week. That's less than half of what the American Heart Association recommends, and it shows low seafood intake means your body lacks critical omega-3 fats, EPA, and DHA. These directly support blood vessel function, keep arteries flexible, and help deliver oxygen-rich blood exactly where you need it. One serving of salmon, around 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s. That's enough to make a measurable difference in blood flow, especially at night when your body does most of its repair work. Now, let's clear something up. Fatty fish isn't just protein, it's therapeutic nutrition. It feeds the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, helps reduce inflammation, and improves the quality of your nighttime circulation, especially below the belt. Still worried about mercury? You're not alone. That fear kept a lot of older adults away from fish for decades. But research now confirms that moderate fatty fish intake, 2 to 3 servings per week, is not only safe, but highly beneficial. Even institutions like Harvard Health and the American Heart Association actively recommend it for better cardiovascular and sexual health. In fact, in men over 60, adding fatty fish to the evening meal has been linked to noticeable improvements in morning energy, reduced groin tightness, and improved confidence where it matters. Eating fatty fish like salmon or sardines in the evening, just a few hours before bedtime, does support your body's overnight repair system when your cells naturally work to restore damaged tissue and blood vessels. What does this mean for you? Omega-3s from fatty fish are released slowly through the night. This helps your blood vessels relax, promotes nitric oxide production, a natural compound your body uses to widen blood vessels, and improves blood flow right in your pelvic region. That means stronger circulation down there, improved sensation, and better energy in the morning. Let me introduce you to Margaret. She's 67, a retiree from Phoenix. When she first came to me, her concerns were common: tiredness during the day, ice-cold feet at night, and a general sense that her body was slowing down. She wasn't convinced that food had anything to do with it. Her diet fairly routine: some toast in the morning, a sandwich at noon, and a heavy dinner, usually pasta or chicken. No seafood, not because she didn't like it, but because she'd never cooked it before and didn't know where to start. So, we kept it simple. I suggested she try 4 to 6 ounces of fatty fish 3 nights a week. Baked salmon was her starting point. Then she moved on to sardines and olive oil and grilled mackerel prepared Mediterranean style with garlic and lemon. 8 weeks later, Margaret's results were clear. Her hands and feet felt warmer, she had more energy, and something else happened that she hadn't expected. She felt more confident and vibrant in her relationship. If you want similar results, here's what works. Eat 4 to 6 ounces of fatty fish about 2 to 3 hours before bed. Do this 2 or 3 times each week. That window gives your body time to digest without disrupting sleep. It also allows omega-3s to be absorbed steadily through the night, fueling tissue repair and strengthening blood vessels during your most restorative hours. Stick to smaller fish like sardines, anchovies, and mackerel. They're lower in mercury and safer for regular consumption. Salmon is also a great choice because of its clean fat content and high omega-3s. Keep your total weekly intake under 12 ounces and rotate between different types of fish. If you have a seafood allergy or concerns about digestion, talk with your doctor about alternative sources like algae-based omega-3 supplements. But fatty fish is just the first step, because when you pair that with the right kind of herbal tea, especially ones with ginger and turmeric, the results go even deeper. The way these two ancient spices work together to calm inflammation and enhance blood flow might just surprise you. You wouldn't believe how many older men I've sat with in my clinic, eyes tired, voice low, describing the same pattern over and over again. Low energy, cold feet, tight joints, a feeling that their body isn't keeping up. They don't complain loudly, but you can hear the frustration between the lines. What they're really saying is, I'm slowing down and I don't like it. Most have tried pills, some chase supplements, a few even think it's just part of life. But what many don't realize is that behind all this, the stiffness, the sluggish blood flow, the drop in performance, there's something deeper working against them. Silent inflammation. This quiet kind of inflammation wears down the very systems that keep your circulation strong. It damages the lining of your blood vessels, reduces nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps your arteries relaxed, and makes it harder for blood to reach the areas that matter most, including your pelvic region. Now, here's what might surprise you. One of the most effective things you can do to fight back isn't found in a prescription bottle. It's sitting in your kitchen cabinet. Herbal tea made from ginger and turmeric. Simple, absolutely, but its power, nothing short of remarkable. These are ingredients that have been used for thousands of years in natural healing traditions. And when combined in a warm evening tea, they work in ways that directly support better circulation, especially down there. Let's talk about ginger first. Ginger contains a compound called gingerol. It's not just a flavor enhancer, it's a natural vasodilator, which means it helps open up your blood vessels. When your vessels can relax, blood flows more easily to every part of your body. That includes your hands, your feet, and yes, your pelvic area. Ginger also improves how well your body absorbs the beneficial compounds in the foods you eat. So, it doesn't just work on its own, it helps other nutrients do their job too. Then there's turmeric, and more specifically, the active compound in turmeric, curcumin. Curcumin is known to block several key inflammatory pathways in your body. It lowers inflammatory markers, supports the inner lining of your blood vessels, and helps restore smooth, healthy circulation. It also gives your heart and arteries the support they need to keep everything running well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Ginger and turmeric don't just work, they work better together. Ginger boosts the absorption of curcumin, and curcumin supercharges the anti-inflammatory benefits of ginger. It's a two-way street. This kind of synergy can make a big difference, especially in your lower body where sluggish circulation is common. Eastern medicine has long referred to turmeric as a warming herb because it promotes blood flow to hard-to-reach areas. So, when you drink a ginger turmeric tea before bed, you're not just relaxing, you're helping increase blood circulation throughout your body, especially in your lower extremities and pelvic area, while your body is already entering its natural repair phase during the night. James was 72 when he walked into my clinic. Retired contractor, strong-willed, used to long days on his feet, but now his legs felt like anchors. "Heavy," he said. "I'm dragging myself through each day." His voice had frustration in it, but underneath I heard something deeper. Fear. Not fear of pain, but fear of losing control over his body. He wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel like himself again. That's when we started simple. Just one small change. A nightly tea made with 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder stirred into hot water and sipped around 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. 3 weeks later, he came back a different man. The heaviness in his legs gone, his energy during the day noticeably higher, and what surprised him most was what he called a quiet return of confidence. His body felt lighter, more responsive. He looked at me and said that simple tea has made such a difference. Now, here's why the timing of this tea matters so much, especially if you're over 60 and trying to improve blood flow, particularly to your lower body. Drinking it 2 to 3 hours before bed gives your system time to process the ingredients without interfering with your sleep. You avoid bloating, indigestion, and instead let the anti-inflammatory compounds go to work while your body rests. And because ginger and turmeric have what we call warming effects, they naturally help open up blood vessels, encouraging better circulation during those critical nighttime hours. That's especially important if you've been noticing cold feet in bed, a drop in sensitivity, or a general lack of blood flow where it counts. Still, let's be smart about this. Ginger and turmeric are powerful. If you're taking medications like blood thinners, or if you have gallbladder issues, don't jump in full force. Start small, just 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and 1/2 teaspoon of ginger per cup. See how your body responds, And if you're managing chronic health issues, speak with your doctor before adding this to your nightly routine. I want you to remember, the key isn't just what you eat, it's when you eat it. A regular evening habit of this tea builds momentum night after night. It helps your body relax, repair, and circulate blood more effectively. Next up, we're diving into a completely different food group, one that works at the cellular level, strengthens your blood vessels, and boosts nitric oxide in a way most people completely overlook. There's a category of foods so rich in natural compounds that researchers now call them nature's blood vessel protectors, and they're not rare or expensive. You'll find them in nearly every grocery store. We're talking about mixed berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. These vibrant little fruits aren't just a tasty snack. They're one of the most concentrated sources of circulation-enhancing nutrients in all of nature. For those over 60, especially men and women looking to support blood flow in the lower regions, these berries hold something incredibly powerful. That's why many nutritionists refer to them as nature's circulation boosters. The secret lies in their deep color. The blue, red, and purple pigments in berries are packed with anthocyanins, natural plant compounds shown to improve blood vessel flexibility and encourage healthy blood flow. And yes, that includes improved circulation down there. Let me tell you about Thomas. He's 68, a retired accountant who came to my clinic a year ago. He wasn't sleeping well, complained of leg heaviness, and told me very honestly that his energy and drive had taken a nosedive. When I recommended something as simple as adding a bowl of mixed berries to his evening routine, he raised an eyebrow. "You're telling me berries will fix my legs and my energy?" he said. His words weren't dismissive, just tired, skeptical. Understandably so, but within weeks, his tone changed. "I didn't expect much," he told me on his follow-up visit, "but the heaviness in my legs has eased. I'm sleeping deeper, and my mornings don't feel like a battle anymore." Berries flood your system with anthocyanins, which strengthen the inner lining of your blood vessels. This improves what's called endothelial function, helping blood move smoothly and efficiently. At the same time, these compounds reduce arterial stiffness and inflammation, two major culprits in poor circulation. But there's another benefit, especially for men. Berries help the body produce more nitric oxide. This molecule helps relax blood vessels and allows for better blood flow, especially in the pelvic region. One clinical study found that anthocyanin-rich foods like berries improved blood vessel function by up to 53% in individuals with cardiovascular issues. That's a circulation breakthrough. Mixed berries don't take long to get to work. In my practice, I've seen men and women over 60 begin to feel real changes within just 2 to 3 weeks of adding them to their evening routine. One of the earliest signs, the legs feel lighter, that dull pressure that builds up during the day, gone or reduced. Energy levels also start to pick up. You wake up feeling a bit more rested, and moving around doesn't feel like a chore. Let's go back to Thomas for a moment. He committed to trying 1 cup of berries each evening, usually about 2 hours before bed. He didn't change anything else. No new medications, no major diet overhaul. By the 3rd week, he was noticeably more upbeat. "My legs don't feel heavy anymore," he told me, "and I've got more energy throughout the day. Even getting up from the chair feels easier." If you're wondering how to get the most from berries, here's what I recommend. Have half a cup to 1 full cup of fresh or frozen mixed berries in the evening. Ideally, eat them about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This timing helps support the body's natural repair processes during sleep, especially in your blood vessels. Stick to berries with no added sugar. Many frozen varieties look healthy, but sneak in sweeteners that spike blood sugar and cancel out the benefits. Natural sugars in real berries, on the other hand, deliver stable energy and nourish your body without the crash. If you're on blood thinners or managing other health conditions, check with your doctor first. Berries are safe for most people, but their high nutrient content can mildly thin the blood. And if you have a sensitive digestive system, start with small amounts and build up. Some people may need a few days to adjust, and this is just the beginning. In the next segment, we'll uncover another food that contains a special amino acid. It's essential for strong, flexible blood vessels, and it could be the missing link in your circulation journey. A handful of walnuts in the evening might sound too simple to be effective, but it's one of the most overlooked ways to improve blood flow, especially down there after 60. When I first tell my patients this, the reaction is always the same. Walnuts for circulation. Most people see nuts as just snacks, high in calories, tasty in salads. Maybe something to avoid if you're watching your weight. But the truth is, walnuts are biologically active foods. They're not just fuel, they're functional. Let me explain. Walnuts contain a powerful compound called larginine. It's an amino acid your body uses to make nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is critical. It signals your blood vessels to relax and expand, which helps blood flow more freely, especially to areas that often suffer from reduced circulation with age and stress. Now, there's more to walnuts than just larginine. They're one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. YA fights inflammation and supports the flexibility of your blood vessels. That flexibility is what helps maintain strong, consistent blood flow without pressure building up in your system. So, what you get is a double action benefit. More nitric oxide for flow, less inflammation for long-term vascular support. Throughout the day, your body burns through its nitric oxide reserves. Stress, walking, even sitting too long at your desk. All of it adds up. By the evening, those reserves dip. Blood vessels lose efficiency, circulation slows. And that sluggishness shows up in your energy levels and other sensitive areas of the body. That's why eating walnuts at night matters. You give your body the raw materials it needs, right when it needs the most for vascular repair during sleep. While you rest, the larginine in walnuts helps your body replenish nitric oxide. Meanwhile, the omega-3s in the nuts reduce vessel stiffness, helping restore elasticity and flow. So, here's the guidance I give all my patients when it comes to walnuts. Stick to 1 Oz. That's about 14 walnut halves. Have them in the evening, 2 to 3 hours, before you go to sleep. Not more, not later, not as part of a heavy meal. This timing helps your body absorb the larginine and omega-3s during the night when your system naturally shifts into repair mode. It also prevents any bloating or digestive discomfort that could interrupt your sleep. But like anything powerful, walnuts need moderation. 1 Oz gives you 185 calories. That's enough to trigger the health benefits without working against your weight goals. And if you have a known allergy to tree nuts, walnuts are not for you. Some people also experience mild digestive issues when they eat too many. So, always stay within the recommended amount. Next, I'll show you another food that contains a potent compound activated only when heated, but most people eat it the wrong way, and that simple mistake, it blocks the full benefit. Get ready, because this one could completely change how you cook with it. Cooked tomatoes are one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools you can add to your nightly routine to help restore healthy circulation, especially in the areas that matter most for intimacy, energy, and confidence after 60. The secret: lycopene. But not just any lycopene, the kind that becomes supercharged when tomatoes are cooked. Studies show cooking tomatoes can boost lycopene availability in your body by up to 23 times. That's the difference between barely enough and therapeutic effect. Lycopene is a natural antioxidant that works like a microscopic repair crew. It lowers oxidative stress, relaxes your blood vessels, and supports better flow, particularly in the pelvic region, where poor circulation can silently chip away at both physical function and emotional connection. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Cooked tomatoes support nitric oxide production, the very same compound responsible for helping blood vessels dilate and allow smooth, sustained flow, not just in your heart, but in areas that rely heavily on proper blood supply to function well. Yes, down there, too. Lycopene also naturally inhibits ACE, the enzyme linked to blood pressure spikes and stiffen vessels. That inhibition helps relax blood vessels, reduce strain on your heart, and support long-term circulatory health. In clinical trials, patients who added cooked tomato products to their meals saw significant improvements. Systolic blood pressure dropped by around 5.6 millimeters of mercury. Endothelial function, the health of the inner lining of your arteries, improved by as much as 53%. Those are changes you can feel: better blood flow, fewer cold extremities, improved leg circulation, and a boost to your private health too. Now, if you're wondering when to eat them for best results, here's the guidance I give my own patients. Include cooked tomatoes in your evening meal, ideally about 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to digest and absorb the lycopene during the night when your vascular system does most of its repair work. The gentle overnight support helps maintain smooth, steady circulation while you sleep. To boost the benefits, always cook your tomatoes with olive oil. Lycopene is fat soluble, and olive oil doesn't just improve absorption, it works in synergy with heat to unlock more of the active compound. Now, a quick note on who should not rely on this approach. If you're allergic to tomatoes, or if you're sensitive to nightshades due to autoimmune concerns, skip this food. And if you're currently on medication for high blood pressure, keep an eye on your numbers. Lycopene can naturally support lower blood pressure. So, in combination with your medication, it may enhance that effect. Still, for most people over 60, this is one of the safest and most effective ways to restore healthy flow. Because cooked tomatoes don't just feed your body, they restore control. They remind you that small, delicious changes can reignite warmth, intimacy, and vitality when they matter most. By now, you know exactly which foods can wake up sluggish blood flow and help you feel more alive and confident, even in the bedroom. But knowing alone won't fix anything. The truth is, knowledge without action changes nothing. You could replay this video 10 times, but if nothing ends up on your plate, nothing will change in your body. Circulation improves when you act. And every night you wait, that's another missed opportunity for healing. Tonight matters. Start with something simple. Keep it small, but keep it real. A warm bowl of tomato soup, a few slices of salmon, a mug of ginger turmeric tea. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. That's not sustainable. But you can start with one choice, one plate, one habit that supports your circulation down there and beyond. Do it tonight, and if you've stuck around till now, you're not like most people. You didn't skip out halfway through. You didn't give up when it got technical. You stayed because you care about your body, your energy, and your independence. That takes strength. That takes self-respect. So, here's your next move. Don't try to do everything at once. Choose one food, just one, and add it to your dinner tonight. Need something warm? Heat up a bowl of tomato stew. Looking for ease? Brew a cup of ginger turmeric tea after dinner. Craving crunch? Grab a small handful of walnuts. Want a sweet bite? Eat a few berries with plain yogurt. Cooking for the family? Bake a piece of salmon and drizzle it with lemon. There's a quiet window that opens about an hour before you go to bed. And in that short stretch of time, your body is preparing for repair. Blood vessels begin to relax. Circulation pathways open up. Hormones shift into healing mode. That final meal or snack, it's not just food, it's your fuel for overnight restoration. So, when you reach for that tea or those berries or that bowl of soup, know that you're making a medical decision, not just grabbing a bite. What you choose during that last hour affects how well your blood flows the next day, not just in your legs or hands, but everywhere, including where circulation matters most in intimacy. Now, let's be honest, results won't show overnight. Give it 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll likely feel the difference. Lighter legs, better energy, clearer thinking, and around week 6 or 7, many people notice deeper changes, stronger confidence, improved drive, better mornings. You don't have to be perfect. Not every single night, not every single meal. What counts is consistency. Stick with it 5 or 6 nights a week and your body will respond. Miss a day? No problem. Just get back on track the next night. Now, if you've ever thought it's too late for me, let me stop you right there. I treated a 78-year-old gentleman who came in exhausted, low energy, poor sleep, and he hadn't felt connected to his body in years. After a few small changes to his evening routine, including some of the foods we've just talked about, his blood work improved. He had more pep in his step, and yes, even his private confidence returned. He told me something I'll never forget. I feel like I got a second chance. That second chance is available to you too, but you have to take the first step. So here's the question. What will you do tonight? Will you take action and give your body the support it's been asking for? Or will you let this video end and carry on with the same habits that hold you back? Your circulation, your vitality, your confidence, they all hinge on the choices you make this very night. These foods work best when combined with a healthy lifestyle. If you're on medications or dealing with chronic conditions, speak with your doctor before making major changes. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you. Scroll down to the comments and let me know which food will you try tonight. I read every single one of your comments, and they matter not just to me, but to others who are watching and looking for encouragement. When you share your step, you light the path for someone else. And if this video helped you, pass it forward, like it, share it with a friend who needs it. That one small action might change someone's life. And thank you truly for spending this time with me. Thank you for choosing yourself, for staying, for learning, and now for acting. Your body isn't done healing, not even close. Let's keep going.